Hello everyone, and welcome to another Phantom Forces weapon guide. Today, we'll be going over the SVU, a demanding rifle capable of devastating barrages. When people imagine snipers, they think of someone who can dispatch targets from incredible distances with just a single shot. But this definition is only half right. The only thing you need to be a sniper is distance, and even that's debatable. The rifle we're going to talk about is not exactly conforming to your perception of precision marksman. A lot of people in Phantom Forces, and in other games as well, like to talk about the amount of skill a gun requires. In Phantom Forces, people talk about snipers like Mosin or AWM to be the most skillful weapon, but I'll tell you folks, these people are wrong. Let's start out with a quick calculation. Imagine we have two snipers that are using different rifles but have the same skill. One of them is using Mosin, and one of them is using SVU. Both of them hit the head every time at all ranges. So if Mosin shoots 1.16 bullets every second and SVU shoots 2.5 bullets every second, then SVU should always kill more, right? But wait just a second. Mosin has better damage ranges than SVU, being able to kill people in one shot to the head no matter the range, while SVU can only one shot to the head out to 173 studs. Well, if we need 2 shots to kill someone out past that range, we'll just half the RPM, and that'll be our kills per second for SVU. Mosin is a little easier, since its kills per second is just its fire rate. As you can see, even out to these far ranges, SVU still kills faster than Mosin. But if this gun is already the best statistical sniper, what can we add to make it better? Well, most of what you'll add here is adding to secondary stats, like breathing, stealth, and target acquisition. Let's start with our beginner setup. For our scope, you can put whatever scope you want, as long as it's decent zoom and doesn't have any bad stats. For the barrel, you can put on suppressor, but the newest rework, there's no downside to having it on your gun. For underbarrel, you can either put red laser or vertical grip. Both of these will fill out the last bit of hipfire accuracy that you need. Regardless of what you put on underbarrel, you'll need to put a laser on other, to help with the hipfire aiming, since the bullet will go exactly where the laser is going. That's it for the beginner loadout, but if you want to commit to the SVU, there's a few better attachments further down the tree. For your scope, you can use any scope that doesn't have any bad downsides. Heavy barrel for extra one-shot kill range. Harris CQR grip is a very good choice. It will increase the amount of time we can hold our breath while shooting, allow us to shoot our entire clip on SVU with some time to spare. On other, we'll be using ballistics tracker for the target inconvenience, and also to spot targets that we might not have. That is all for SVU in terms of loadouts, but what about a trusty sidearm? SVU is actually quite usable at close range if you don't panic and have good hipfire aim. But we can put a close range secondary on to close out that gap in our range if our hipfire isn't up to it. I recommend G18C as your secondary, since it is the best in class of machine pistol at dispatching targets out to even medium range, especially if you're able to soak some attachments into it. If you're not a fan of rapid fire, then I can also suggest Super Shorty. As of recent, it's been buffed to have very fast reload rate and pump time, so now it's a very viable secondary to use for close range. Now with our newfound knowledge of loadout, let's try another game. Now this is where the video would end, but I have something to show you. You know how earlier I was talking about having a close range secondary? Well, there's a workaround that's been updated recently to be even better than it used to be. I'm talking about the much maligned SVU-A. With a flick of a simple selector switch, we can take this thing from 150 RPM to the clouds, 625 fire rate, or 4 times what it used to be. Unfortunately, flicking this selector switch apparently makes it too sticky to put back. So, as long as you have it on auto, that's where it's going to stay. And as such, you're going to have to contend with some gnarly recoil. This is a whole new type of sniper, if you can even call it that anymore. Gone are a second's worth of careful aiming or simple quick snapshots. But now, you can have an absolute volley of fire that must be reeled with careful tap fire if you wish to rest it on a long-range target. Fortunately, we can get away with letting the whole mag go on a guy at medium range. All we need are a few attachments to make it a little bit less wild. We can't have a beginner build for SVU-A since it's unlocked with 2,000 kills in a regular SVU, so we'll just go right for the full loadout. The loadout I've found after lots of revising and re-revising is the Electra 5X scope, compensator, angled grip, SVU-A conversion, and default ammo. This combo is what I've found to be the best at wrangling the SVU-A's fierce recoil. And as for secondary, since you can use rapid fire at close range and the tap fire at long range, you can really use whatever you want as a secondary. I personally recommend the PP2000 or Scorpion machine pistols. Their slow burn fire rate and higher overall damage. Since if you do decide to blow all your ammo in one shot, then you're going to need a consistent secondary takeover. And we got some practice to do to manage this recoil. So roll it back, let's do it again. Another huge thanks to everyone watching this video. It took a little bit longer than KSG, but we got through it. Now you guys are going to want to come in next time. We're going to start tackling the assault rifles, and we'll start off with the first one, AK-12. So, see ya.